You know that coworker everyone has? The quiet one. The one who never got the big raise everyone else was chasing. Never drove a flashy car. Never talked about their salary at happy hour. And then one day, they retire. And somehow, through the grapevine, because they're not the type to brag, you find out they're set. Completely, embarrassingly set. Not I'll be okay set. Millionaire set. And you're standing there thinking, how? How? You work just as hard. You make more than they ever did. You've been meaning to start investing. So how does someone who never got a raise end up with more money than you? Here's the thing. It wasn't luck. It wasn't inheritance. It wasn't a hot stock tip. It was time. And they understood something about time that most people spend their entire careers getting completely wrong. My name is James, and I spend way too much time thinking about the mechanics of compound interest and why starting early is the single most powerful financial decision most people never actually make. If you're someone who keeps telling yourself you'll start investing when you make a little more money, hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if it helps you out, because what we're about to break down might genuinely change how you think about every paycheck from here on. All right, let's set the scene. Meet two people. We'll call them Alex and Morgan. Alex is 22, fresh out of college, entry-level job, nothing special happening on the very first month of that very first paycheck. Alex sets up an automatic $300 transfer into an index fund, and then does something remarkable. Absolutely nothing else. No tinkering, no checking the account every day, no stopping when the market dipped. Just $300 a month, every single month. From age 22 all the way to retirement at 65. Never increased it, never touched it, rain or shine. Now meet Morgan. Morgan is smart, strategic. At 22, Morgan looks at that paycheck and says, I can't really afford to invest right now. I've got loans, I've got rent, I've got a life to live. I'll start when I'm more stable, when I'm making more money, when the timing is right. And to Morgan's credit, the timing does get better. At 32, Morgan commits, really commits, $600 a month, double what Alex ever put in. Starting now, going all in. The crowd approves. Here's what most people don't realize. By the time both of them reach 65, at an 8% average annual return, historically consistent with long-term index fund data, here's the scoreboard. Morgan, who invested double the amount for 33 years, retires with around $800,000. That is life-changing money, more than most Americans will ever accumulate. Alex retires with just under $1.2 million. Let that sit for a second. Alex contributed roughly $155,000 total. Morgan contributed $237,000, $80,000 more out of pocket, and still walked away nearly $400,000 behind. That gap has a name, compound interest, and it is the most misunderstood force in personal finance. This is where it gets really interesting. Here's the best way I can describe it. Imagine rolling a snowball down a hill. At the top, it's tiny. Just a little ball you could hold in your hand. But as it rolls, it picks up snow. And here's the key. The snow it already picked up is also picking up snow. The mass of that snowball at any given moment is doing the work, pulling in more mass, which pulls in even more. By the time it reaches the bottom of a long enough hill, it is enormous. And that first handful of snow, packed at the very top, it's responsible for more of the final size than everything added in the last quarter of the journey. That is exactly what Alex's early dollars did. Every dollar invested at 22 had 43 full years of compounding ahead of it. Morgan's first dollar only got 33. 10 years. That's the entire difference between those two outcomes. And here's what makes those 10 years so expensive. It's not just 10 years of missed contributions. It's 10 years of every future dollar never having the foundation it needed to build from. Um, I know what some of you are already thinking. James, I'm not 22. I missed the window. What's the point? I hear that. And I want to be real with you. Yes, earlier is always better. That's just math. But the idea that there's a window that closes, there isn't one. The compounding clock doesn't stop because you're 35 or 42. A 38-year-old who starts today will be in a dramatically better position at 65 than one who waits until 48. The 10-year gap still matters at every single age. It's never too late to start. Here's what most people don't realize about the "I'll invest when I earn more" mindset. It's a trap that feeds itself, because when the raises do come, your lifestyle expands to meet them. The nicer apartment, the car upgrade, the slightly more expensive everything. And suddenly you're earning significantly more than you were at 25. And somehow still not investing, because it still doesn't feel like quite enough. That feeling doesn't fix itself. You have to interrupt it. So here's the actionable version of everything we just covered. If you're not investing anything right now, the number one move is to start with whatever you can today, not next month, not after the next raise, today. Even if it's $50, the amount matters far less than the starting, because starting is what puts time on your side. And time is the only thing in this equation you cannot buy back. Automate it. The reason Alex won wasn't discipline or willpower. It was automation. The money moved before Alex ever had a chance to decide to spend it. Set up an automatic transfer on payday, a Roth IRA, a 401k if your employer matches, a simple index fund. Make it automatic. Make it invisible, and then let it run. And stop waiting for the perfect amount. There is no perfect amount. $300 a month is not glamorous. It won't make you feel like a serious investor, but it made Alex a millionaire. Here's the thing that gets me every time I think about this. Alex didn't do anything impressive. No stock picks, no side hustle, no sacrifice so painful it made a good story. Just one quiet, boring, automatic decision made at 22, and then 4 decades of leaving it completely alone. The coworker you thought of at the start of this video, they probably did the same thing. They didn't earn more. They didn't grind harder. They just started earlier. And let time do what time does. And the most powerful version of this story isn't about Alex or Morgan. It's about whoever's watching this right now, because right now, today, is the earliest moment you have left. The person you are 10 years from now is going to look back at this exact moment and either be grateful you moved or wish that you had. If this video helped you or shifted your outlook on compound interest and investing early, do me a favor. Share it with someone in your life who keeps saying they'll start investing when the time is right. Because the truth is, the time is always right. And the second best time is right now. I'll see you on the next one.